What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terence Bud Crawford, Gervonta Tank Davis. Get this. Terence Crawford dares Gervonta Davis to be great. He says, "Come touch my chin." Terence Crawford has doubled down on the promise that he would remain in the welterweight division if Gervonta Davis wanted to move up and fight him, following the career best ever win over Errol Spence Jr. Lopside victory. We all seen it. Please stop the fight. That type of situation. Okay. Despite that, belief from Tank's team that the narrative is dumb and he was initially joking and recording the undisputed welterweight champion doesn't seem to be playing around with his invite. He told Sway that he would be willing to wait around for the Baltimore native. He said, "Want to dare to be great?" He said, yeah, if he wants to dare to be great and be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes, tell him to come here. He said, "I got a glass chin, so tell him come and touch it at 147. I make 147 for him. Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys." Those are the words of Terence Crawford, and let me counterpunch. Yes, that's exactly what they will say, but you have to understand who they are. Okay, what they say and who they are really remains in this one circle. And it's the circle of the Terence Crawford haters, the pro Al Haymanites, the people that support PBC, Showtime, Al Heyman, Fox, those guys, you know, and it's a lot of channels that really cater to those particular fighters in that particular network or networks. Okay. And they will say that if Terence Crawford beats up on Gervonta Tank Davis, he's going to look like a bully. That's just it. You know, for me, I wouldn't think that at all. Why? Because Gervonta Tank Davis has really looked like a bully for the last 2 or 3 years. Let's just be real. The only person that I give him credit for in a sense of beating is Ryan Garcia. And even in that, it was some bullshit. What do I mean? Rehydration clauses, stuff like that. Like, you know, Ryan having to agree to it in order for that fight to be made. Listen, I know Manny Pacquiao did it back in the day, but Manny Pacquiao did it when he was moving up to fight bigger guys, not making smaller guys move up. That's a total different situation. Okay, when you're smaller, you may be faster, like Leo Santa Cruz was having success with Gervonta Tank Davis, but as soon as he hit him, boom, it was over with. It was over. And Gervonta really didn't even take him seriously because when he hit him, he knew he hit him and he knew what would happen. But why would he and how could he discern the outcome? Because he knew he was a lot bigger than Leo Santa Cruz. He knew that. He knew by the time I rehydrate, yeah, I can make 130. But when I rehydrate, I'm going to be 145. So he's going to be getting hit by a guy that is about 10 to 15 pounds heavier than him. And that's exactly what he did. You know, and several dudes he did like that. That wasn't the only one. And I think Floyd pushed that because that's what Floyd wanted to do when he was little. He wanted to beat up on guys smaller than him, like Princess Mamed, you know, Morales and Barrera, and, you know, those guys. He wanted those type fights simply because he knew this is an easier way for me to get known and easier because I'm the bigger guy. Well, in this case, Gervonta Tank Davis, since he has all this dynamite cruiserweight-like punching power, take your ass to 147. And this is what I'll say for Gervonta Tank Davis. As much as I appreciate his skill set, I want him to dare to be great as well. See, I'm tired of these Haymanite guys. They're always trying to make it easier for themselves and not taking risk like that, but then want the praise for beating up heavyweights, whooping up on welterweights like he did Red Cash. Remember that? He was whooping up on Ivan Red Cash. So it was like, okay, well, wait a minute. You want credit for beating these guys, but don't want to go there to beat the top guys. You know, we heard Gervonta once upon a time was rumored to take on Keith Thurman, right? You remember that? Mr. One-Time Thurman, right? That guy. So, okay, then when a guy mops Errol Spence, then it's like, oh, well, no, he was just joking. No, I mean, he said it. Gervonta Tank Davis, here's the thing. If he wouldn't talk as much, he wouldn't put himself in a situation to walk as much. Okay? In other words, people, don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash. That's exactly what's happening in this situation. And Terence is like, no, I'll wait to fight him. Dare to be great. Because it's like, yeah, you got all these smaller dudes coming up and fighting you. Why don't you go up and fight a bigger guy? How about that? That's daring to be great. That's that Manny Pacquiao shit. Really. You know what I mean? That's where you get respected because you are smaller and you're going up to attempt to fight someone that is very good but bigger. Okay? So I think that's what we're dealing with. And Terence Crawford is pretty much calling his bluff because one thing about Terence, if anybody understands anything about Terence Crawford, if he says he wants to do something or he will do something, he will. Now, over the years, okay, people were doubting Terence. And they talked about the man's skin color. They talked about his markability. They talked about the idea of him not being a salesman or promoting his fights. They said everything they possibly could. Always with Bob Arum. Why did he go over there? All that type of nonsense when it came for him fighting Errol Spence. But once he got the fight with Errol Spence, okay, and he whooped up on Errol Spence, nobody has anything to say. Okay? So with Gervonta Tank Davis, I think if no one else has anything else to say, he shouldn't either. And if he does have something to say, let's see you back it up. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Terence Crawford warning, daring, threatening Gervonta Tank Davis to come up to 147 to test his chin with your dynamite cruiserweight like punching power. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys can counterpunch. Peace.